Hello, Grand Rapids. This is City Manager Mark Washington, and I want to wish you a happy new year and welcome to 2021. We certainly have gone through challenging times in 2020, but I remain hopeful that we will get past this COVID pandemic as we continue to wear our masks, practice sanitary conditions, maintaining social distancing. This past week in our nation's capital has been very concerning for everyone. The attack on our democracy is unparalleled in recent times, and I want to express my condolences to the victims of the families of the victims of those 5 members who died in our nation's capital, and also my disappointment and displeasure in public officials who have the responsibility for both respecting the First Amendment rights and using their First Amendment rights, but also making sure that they do not inflame or exacerbate a worse condition, certainly based on false information. And so we have a responsibility to make sure that we're accurately informing the public and not encouraging anyone to do harm or damage to people or property, and that should never happen at the national level, state level, or local level. And so again, my condolences. It's the exact opposite of this month's hero, if you will, and Dr. Martin Luther King, as we continue to celebrate his life and legacy, looking forward to the MLK holiday. He was a man that believed in speaking truth against power, but doing so in a very nonviolent way. And so I would encourage all of those to use your First Amendment rights as we continue to make progress in our country, but do it in a very peaceful, nonviolent way. Last night, during a city commission meeting, lots of things were approved to help us move forward in 2021. We are off to a great start. There were 6 pilot projects, housing projects that were approved that would allow the city to create affordable housing using low-income tax credits. And if those 6 projects ultimately are completed, we will have 308 housing units. 263 of those units would be affordable housing. In addition, those projects would result in additional $50,000 per year being contributed from payments from the project into the Affordable Housing Fund that would allow us to do more housing development. And so very excited about that. We're also off to a great start with 2 projects. One, downtown headquarters for Perigo, which will relocate its North American headquarters to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we'll be there in the 400 block of Monroe Northwest. And so we are excited. We're anticipating at least 150 jobs from that corporate relocation. I want to thank all of our partners who made this possible. In addition to the City of Grand Rapids, we worked with the Right Place and the Downtown Development Authority and many, many others to make this a reality. And so we are very thankful for that project and its commencement. Also, there is a project that is in the 3rd ward of our city at 1601 Madison, and there'll be a redevelopment on that site, an investment in the 10 acres there, and there will be 95 jobs that will be ultimately part of the new corporate relocation in the 3rd ward. We have a commitment from the developer that of the new jobs that are being created, about 30 of them will be new jobs, and we have a commitment to make sure that at least 1/3 of all the new jobs are people that are hired from the 49507 zip code, as well as 30% of the construction costs will be invested with people that are either MWBEs, MLBEs, or will be people who live in the 49507 zip code. And so a very exciting project, and it's in line with our equitable economic development strategic plan. And we're off to a great start in the new year with those efforts. There's also a zoning hearing that occurred yesterday, a public hearing that occurred to review the potential amendment to our zoning code. And that would allow us to take ground floor retail that's in the commercial area or traditional business area, specifically in the downtown area and other areas, that would allow the ground floor that has been zoned for retail to be used for housing. This will create additional housing supply and also will allow more activation in areas where there have been unutilized retail space. And so we're very excited about that. There are lots of things that are happening in 2021. I am looking forward to the newness that the year brings, and we will get through this. I know this is a very difficult time for many of you. We still have a lot of people who are unemployed or underemployed, who have been furloughed, who've been laid off. And I am hoping that as the economy begins to reopening, we're looking forward to the news coming out of Lansing that will hopefully allow more business reopening, particularly on the restaurant and retail side, that we will get through this together. So until next month, continue to be safe. See you then.